In yesterday's video, we talked about the potential short-term worst case scenario for Bitcoin. I can tell that a lot of you didn't like that content because it didn't perform as well as my previous videos. But in today's video, we'll check out a more positive outlook of the market and what's to come. And in this video, we'll be talking about one of the most recent plays that I talked about a few videos ago. Spoiler alert, it's absolutely exploding. Let's jump right into the video. So back to the Bitcoin chart. We can see that yesterday we did indeed finally see those 80K levels for Bitcoin. And technically speaking, we can see that we wicked all the way down to $89,000 before having a huge bounce to the upside. Despite the fact that we dropped all the way down to 89K, we actually had the daily close over $94,000, marking a $5,000 difference in the price of Bitcoin since that wick. Now today we saw some continued upside and we bounced all the way up to just over $97,000. Now these markets are very tricky and no one knows exactly where we could be headed. Based on the data available, my prediction was that we would see these 80K levels. And now that we've finally tapped those levels, does that mean it's time for us to move on much higher? While I don't think that this is the last time that we will see an 80K Bitcoin, we have some crucial data coming out very soon that will likely determine where the market will be headed in the short term. If you go on TradingView and check out the bottom of the chart, we can see here that there are a bunch of US flags, and each of these coincide with economic data that's about to come out, which will likely determine where the market is headed. And we should see a lot of volatility in the markets going into these meetings. It's anyone's guess as to where the market will go in the short term, but I still think that this year we will see a higher peak for Bitcoin and the altcoin market will eventually take off. And we've gone over the data in previous videos. There's always this dip in the post-halving year, specifically in January. And perhaps this was the dip that we needed to move on higher. Another chart that suggests that this could fuel us higher is looking at the price action of Bitcoin around the last presidential election. We panicked into the inauguration and then we ended up rallying for months. If we take a look at this chart, as we can see going into the inauguration, there was a ton of panic and the Bitcoin price dropped from around $40,000 all the way down to wicking below $30,000, marking a 25% drop. Then we absolutely exploded to the upside for weeks on end. You should keep this on your radar because it's possible that the same pattern is playing out. And another piece of commentary that I found very interesting from Pure Patience on Twitter here: we're about to head into uncharted waters with crypto. We've never had an outspokenly pro-crypto president and cabinet. We've never had an outspokenly pro-crypto institutional voice and bid. None of what's about to happen after the 20th has happened before. The 20th is, of course, the inauguration. So therefore, there's probably no way to accurately price it in. No one knows what will happen or could happen next. And that goes for both the bullish case and the bearish case. Maybe we're all just overhyping it too much and it won't live up to our expectations. Or maybe Trump creates a tsunami of bullishness towards crypto and shifts the tide, taking the crypto industry to places we've never been. We'll find out soon. And I thought that this was a great post on Twitter, and it's completely true. We can speculate all we want, but no one truly knows what will happen. Yes, we have a more bullish crypto president and cabinet, and that's inherently very positive for the space. However, the macro data isn't looking so promising for risk on assets, so that will always have an impact on the market, arguably a stronger impact than having a bullish crypto president. That being said, we know the data, and this dip has happened multiple times before. I'll remind you once again, we dropped from $108,000 to $89,000. And if we take a look at the chart and we measure it out, from 108 all the way down to the dip that we got yesterday, that is just under an 18% correction. I have to remind you once again, if you're new to crypto, that is a correction for ants. So it is entirely possible that we drop lower in the short term, but in the medium to long term, I'm very confident that we will see much higher prices for crypto this year. And another tweet from CZ to share a little bit of a reality check. Have you ever thought to yourself, I wish I had bought Bitcoin early, bought the dip, held, learned about crypto early, ignored FUD. But when the opportunity presents itself once again, will you act? Today is earlier than all the days to come. This is not financial advice, of course. Now, this is the exact attitude that you should have towards crypto. You should, of course, always be cautious, but most importantly, you should always be doing your research and understanding how the crypto market cycles work and how the macro outlook can affect the markets on a global scale. All in all, as we've been saying on this channel, any dips that we get in the short term should be seen as excellent buying opportunities, and I am personally always buying the fear. Now, to the exciting part in the video, WSnake. What on earth am I talking about? Well, if we go back to one of my previous YouTube videos that I posted just 3 days ago, I talked about WSnake. Now, this was just below a $180,000 market cap. I know, very low market cap, but as I discussed in this YouTube video, as you're seeing on the screen, I talked about the fact that because I have such a low subscriber count, I'm more willing to share the plays that I'm looking at when they are super low market caps. Obviously, as the channel grows, I'll likely have to be more cautious about the kinds of plays that I'm sharing, but I thought that WSnake was very interesting, seeing as we're getting closer and closer to the Chinese New Year. Now, if you didn't watch that previous video and you don't know what I'm talking about, basically WSnake stands for wood snake. Now, for those who celebrate the Chinese New Year, it is the year of the wood snake. As the Chinese New Year falls on January 29th, I thought that it would be an interesting token to speculate on. Now, as I mentioned, we spoke about it on the channel at around a $180,000 market cap, and we have been rewarded handsomely. And as we can see on this chart today, we exploded all the way up to a $900,000 market cap, marking a 5x in just 3 days since I mentioned it on the channel. Now, if you want to stay up to date with all of the tokens that I am personally speculating on, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. At the time of recording, we have retraced to just below a $500,000 market cap, but that's okay because these low market cap coins are extremely volatile. I will remind you that if you decide to ever enter any kinds of positions in low market cap coins, you need to be very aggressive with taking profits because while they can pump, they can also dump just as hard. And as the Chinese New Year falls on January 29th, I am personally expecting WoodsNake to absolutely plummet around that date. People have been speculating on this token leading up to the Chinese New Year, and I don't think that this will be sustained throughout the rest of the bull market. This, for me, is a very quick play and a very quick flip. And that sums up today's quick market update. Yesterday, I gave you one of the most bearish cases scenario for Bitcoin in the short term, and as I mentioned, not a lot of you seem to like it. I did get one comment though saying that he respects that I talk about the potential downside. On this channel, I will always try to give you a clear view of the potential upside, but also the potential downside, just so you understand the risks. As per usual, if you're looking to make any of the trades that I talk about on this channel, make sure to sign up to Weeks, which is the first link in my description. You can earn up to $20,000 in bonuses just for trading crypto as you normally would. And that sums up today's quick video. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.